My husband told me that he doesn't want to be affectionate with me because we are not teenagers. Now he's shattered because I am giving him the cold shoulder. My husband and I have been together for 11 years and honestly, the last year has really taken a toll on me emotionally. A couple of months ago we got into a very heated argument that has stuck with me since. I told him I wanted to talk to him when the kids went down to bed. He asked why we couldn't talk before and I told him I just wanted it to be us without any interruptions. After we put the kids to bed I walked into the living room and asked him if he was ready and he got annoyed because he wanted just to play his game. He asked me what was so important that I wouldn't talk to him earlier about and I told him I just wanted to talk about my feelings, that I'd been feeling pretty low and I wanted to reconnect with him as my best friend and partner. He started to roll his eyes and when I told him I would like to work on our marriage and make us a priority before it gets to the point of no return he kinda scoffed and told me that once the kids were older and the business was going steady then we could start working on us. I have never felt like a priority to anyone so hearing him say this crushed me. When I wanted him to think of me and get me some flowers every once in a while and not have to ask, he said that roses are expensive. I told him I would be happy with a $5 bouquet from Walmart every once in a while. When I brought up his not being as affectionate as he used to be he responded with we aren't teenagers anymore and affection makes me uncomfortable. My love language is physical touch. I love to be held and hugged. I even told him I would just like to sometimes be invited to watch a movie in the living room and spend me and time. There was an excuse for that as well. He said he would try more to do the things I needed from him but in all reality, he has only really tried when I get upset with him or when we fight. I told myself that I would stop in physical touch unless he initiated it but I hadn't built up the courage to do so until this week. We had yet another fight about how he acts when he gets home and the house isn't clean. When he aggressively started cleaning up and making passive-aggressive remarks even though I told him I was in the middle of cleaning. Nitpicking everything. I told him how it makes me feel and things never change, it's always the same fights over and over again. He told me that maybe things won't change but to start to worry when he doesn't get upset anymore. He pointed out some of my mistakes too but I have always tried my best to change. I used to be a messy person, but I changed that for him. But I just feel like my feelings are not valid enough for him to want to change. This week I started practically giving him the cold shoulder. He came in for a kiss, gave a small peck and continued about my day instead of wrapping myself around him. He asks about my day, my response is good, just tired or it was okay, not much depth. If I ask about his day I just respond with well that's good. If we sit on the couch I'm on the opposite end. Instead of curling up next to him in bed, I go to the opposite corner. I haven't even tried to initiate intimacy anymore. I used to call him every chance I got. Now I only call him once, maybe twice a day. I am still doing my wifely duties of cleaning, cooking, and watching over the kids, just with a little less love. I can see it hurts him. I can see it in his eyes. Sometimes he just sighs and walks away. I know it pains him but it pains me too. Today he made a passing comment about me having an attitude all week but I didn't respond. I love this man with my entire heart and soul. I would move heaven and earth to make him happy, but I think that's the problem. That is just because I love him as much as I do. He thinks that it's enough to keep me. I miss my best friend. I miss the person I fell for. I can't see myself with anyone else but my God, there is just a deep profound pain in my chest that makes me feel like I am dying. It feels like I can't breathe. Sometimes, I want to tell him. I want to scream and yell at him how I'm feeling because he told me not to keep things bottled up. He says that I can talk to him about my feelings but the last time Elle tried it ended up in an argument. I'm tired. I'm angry. I'm lost. I'm scared that if I keep this up he will just decide to leave instead of figuring out what's wrong and fighting for us. He asked me if I was okay because I seemed stressed but all I could tell him was yeah I'm fine. I just felt like I couldn't talk to him the way I wanted to. Edit. I am not a psalm. I also have a job that picks up at different times of the year than his job does. Although I go through my slow season I am still required to be in the office 3x a week. Me stonewalling him is basically giving him the attention that he asked for. He told me that affection makes him uncomfortable so I decided to respect what he was telling me. Nowhere did I say that I wouldn't be okay with him talking to me about what he is feeling but he needs to tell me and communicate how he is feeling with me as I have tried to communicate how I was feeling to him. We aren't mind readers. If he has something going on he needs to talk to me. I wouldn't call him 100x times a day. It was mainly on my way to work and back, sometimes if I was at the office and I had a question regarding the business or the kids, sometimes to see if he was off already because he doesn't have a set schedule. I wasn't gonna the phone with him constantly. It's been a lot and the marriage to the man I love is completely gone.